Hi, first grade. I'm Mrs. Rainwater. I am so excited to be your first grade teacher this year. I wanted to take a little bit of time today to introduce myself, talk about our virtual expectations and what we'll be learning this year, as well as give you a tour of the classroom. So, a little bit about me. I am from Houston, Texas. Born and raised, I went to college in San Antonio, graduated with my bachelor's in Spanish and religion, and then stayed on and got my master's in elementary school education, my master's in teaching. I moved to Atlanta 5 years ago. I've taught first grade for 4 years. I taught 2 years at Abbots Hill, 2 years at Crabapple Crossing, and then this past year I got married and decided to take a year and tutor kids individually. So I worked with kids in grades K through 4, specifically where they are. So I know a lot about, meeting kids where they are at, working with them, helping them excel in what they are doing. So I'm so excited to be here this year. And I know that even though we're starting off the year virtual, I know we're still going to have a great year together. And I'm really looking forward to working with you and creating that partnership to help everyone be successful with this. So kind of going into that, I want to briefly talk about what we'll be learning this year. And I'll talk a lot more about that as the weeks come, but just to give you a general idea, in math, we do a lot with place value, hundreds charts, number lines, making numbers, making groups of 10, adding and subtracting within 20, a lot of word problems that have to do with number sense. We do measurement with non-standard units and telling time with the hour and half hour. We go into fractions and shapes, attributes of shapes, defining shapes. And then in every single math unit, there is tally charts and bar graphs. So using data and answering and asking questions about data in a graph. Reading, we do a lot of reading this year. Fiction and nonfiction, we talk about good habits that all readers have when you first start reading, when you're in the middle of reading, and then after you read a book. We talk about a lot of strategies for solving tricky words. Part of that will have to do with our phonics lessons, the OG, Orton Gillingham, but also within the reading and writing units. And reading units specifically, they talk about lots of different ways to figure out tricky words. And we also do a lot of character work and then work on retelling the story, main ideas, and some inferential comprehension, making connections, making inferences, things like that. In writing, we do 3 main topics: narrative, opinion, and nonfiction. So narrative, small moments, and series writing. Start the year off with small moments. We will do some how-to and all about books, and then we'll also do some opinion and persuasive writing. Science, there's also 4 main units. We switch between science and social studies every couple weeks. Science, we talk about weather, light and sound, magnets, and plants and animals. Social studies, we talk a lot about geography, continents, where we live, our state, our county, our city, and how to be a good citizen. We also talk about U.S. symbols, and we also talk about important people like Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Ruby Bridges, to name a few. And we also talk about their character traits and why they were a good leader and person for our country. So that's a little bit, again, a brief overview of what we're learning, but you'll get newsletters every week to let you know the specific learning targets and things we're delving into in the next week. So I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about our virtual expectations for when we are in our universal remote learning. We are going to have all of our meetings through Microsoft Teams. I'm going to send you some instructions on how to log in and how to see our class and how to know when we're meeting. You'll also get a small group schedule from me. So we'll go through the schedule in a minute and you'll know, okay, on this day from this time, we have a reading small group or math small group, things like that. So Teams, Microsoft Teams for meeting. Seesaw is where all the assignments will be hosted. It is where the students will turn in their assignments. It is all accessed through ClassLink. So I'll send you information about how to get onto ClassLink. That's where everything is going to be housed that we are using. We'll also, iReady is another big one that will be a lot for independent practice when the students are off doing that during the time. So briefly going through our schedule, from 8:15 to 8:45, the students are going to log on and have a morning meeting with me. I think that's so important, especially in the first couple weeks of school. We're getting to know each other, of doing read alouds, sharing out something good that's happened to us in the last day, really connecting and building that social emotional learning aspect of a classroom environment. We will do reading mini lessons live, OG, the phonics lessons live, writing lessons live, all through in that block. And it'll all be recorded, so if you need to go back and watch it, if you can't make it, if you're having technology issues, no worries, it'll be recorded, and there'll be a way for me to know that you've watched it and done things with it. Then there will be an hour and a half time for small group and independent practice. Again, I'll be sending out a schedule in the next couple days so you know exactly when you will be logging in and what you'll be doing, and things, expectations for that as well. We will then have a break for an hour for lunch and recess, come back, do math lesson. Math lesson again will be live, and then there'll be time for small groups. You'll meet with me at least 2 times a week in a math small group. For about 20 to 30 minutes. That's where we can go and delve more into the topics and work, and so I can provide you with that real-time instruction. And so when you're going off and doing the instruction, or the activities and the work by yourself, hopefully that'll help ease it a little bit and make it easier. Then after that, we'll have a little bit of time for science and social studies. Those lessons, some will be live where the students tune in, some will be pre-recorded, some will be, okay, go off and do this. And again, we'll communicate everything with that to you guys, so it's easy for you. Then we have office hours. That's where some interventions will take place. If you need more time with me, I will invite you and say, hey, come and join this, 15 minutes, let's talk about your writing. And that'll be a time for us to connect. Also, if you have any questions, that's a good time. I'm available to answer. I'm really looking forward to working with you this year. I know it's going to be starting off strange, but I feel confident that we will get through this together. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I will find the best answer if I don't have it for you. So I'm going to give you guys a tour of the classroom right now, and then I look forward to seeing and meeting you all on Friday. Bye. All right, so I'm starting it off like we're walking in the classroom. You walk in, see our gratitude wall, and this is where, once or twice a week when kids are here, they'll get to write and post something that they are grateful for. We have our calendar. This is where our jobs are going to be. Here is where students' book bins are, and then there's also some space where they can put their folders or things as well, but this is where their reading books will be stored. We have our board, our carpet. I do have a rocking chair I will be replacing this with. Here's another. I love displaying all the books, themed books for starting the year, things like that. So this is where I'll also put some books. We'll have our questions up here. Walking over, this is our small group table. Please excuse the mess right now. And that's where, students will get to meet with me. Here is one of my favorite areas in the classroom, our classroom library. And I still have some books I'm gonna be filling this in with as well. Our word wall, which of course is blank, but will get filled throughout the year. Our phonics area, these are little cards that have all the blends and digraphs and vowel teams. As we learn them, I flip it over. I also have little songs that I teach the kids to help them learn the blends and digraphs. So here are the way our desks are set up. We have another little work area for the kids. Computers are back here. Here's where we can put display some of their work, and you'll notice the walls are bare, and that's because I decorate with the kids' work with our anchor charts that we make. So we start the year off with pretty blank walls, but it fills up really quickly. Another little area for storage, where they will put their lunch boxes and snacks. Sink over here. Bathroom is in that door. Another place I love, students will get to post their book recommendations. When they read a book they love, they'll get to stick it up there and recommend it to another student. Here's where we're gonna have some math games, math tools, kind of the math area over here. And then again, just love displaying more fun books. I'll also hang more student work here or some pictures that I take throughout the year. And then this is where the kids' backpacks are going to go. So that is our classroom. So first grade, I hope you enjoyed this introductory video. Again, I cannot wait to meet you soon. Please reach out if you have any questions. I am here for you guys. Have a great night. Bye.